Okay, that last video we had major class of hope therapy come back in, but I want to play this again because they told they ass up. I want to play again.
It is high time that someone told you directly what the vast Europeans think of you. Electing you as president of the European Commission in the previous term was a huge mistake.
Votes in favor, 401. I would like to congratulate Ursula von der Leyen on her re-election.
You are the face of the European Green Deal, which is destroying the European agriculture, which is leading to being turned to an museum.
European Union's farmers demand the withdrawal of the Green Deal.
You are the face of all the EU's climate craziness, which leads to us Europeans becoming poorer and poorer. You are the face of the Migration Pact, and I address you as woman, as mother to mother. I'm ashamed to promote the Migration Pact, which leads to millions of European women and children feeling threatened on their own cities.
Watch what honey does to your brain. Take a look at these two brain scans. They both look young, strong, and healthy, but only one.
You are responsible for every rape, for every assault, for every tragedy caused by the influx of illegal immigrants, because you are the one who invites these people here to Europe. And for what you are doing, you should go to jail, not to the European Commission. You know what we think of your European Green Deal? We want a free and sovereign nation. And from Poland, hands over, and all the soldiers who are defending the underside of the European border at the moment.
That's you, yeah, 'cause I had to start it over. It was lagging.
Commission, not president of corruption. Green Deal, Fit for 55, all these crimes, they are destroying lives of citizens in the EU. This is on your 5 years have been more than enough. Deindustrialization, price explosion, abolition of freedom, democracy, censorship, and harassment of citizens. That is your policy, Ms. von der Leyen. Shame on you. Shame on you. With your Pfizer duds friend, you negotiated a contract worth billions for a product that at best was useless, at worst, and in many cases was fatal. The day before yesterday, the ECJ ruled that you should not have kept the contents of the vaccine contract secret. You are the subject of several corruption investigations.
All right, I'm gonna drop the link.
If you had a shred of decency in your body, you wouldn't be running for office in the first place. But you have no decency. Ms. von der Leyen, you are president of the commission.
Is it doing better now? I think it is.
You should be chased out of this parliament and out of office in disgrace. That's where you belong.
Mrs. von der Leyen, the voters of Europe sent a clear signal on June 9th. They voted for a center-right majority in this House. But Mrs. von der Leyen, you and your center-right PP group negotiate to the left. We saw the result in your speech today. Nuclear power was not mentioned in the speech with a single word. After 5 years of unilateral focus on weather-dependent power. The need to deport illegal migrants was not mentioned today, even though we know that the left stopped the return directive from being adopted as part of the Migration Pact during the last legislature. Subsidiarity principles are not respected. You want to deal with housing policy, health policy, proposing treaty changes that you know the left here will use for power transfers. It was a green left-wing agenda that we heard today with political micromanagement, and we can only vote against.
Now y'all see why Trump got us out of the hoax climate change. Even the Europeans know that it's a scam. And they don't want a part of that climate bullshit. It's getting hotter, not colder. They burning the fuck up.
Today.
Thank you, Madam President. Mrs. von der Leyen. Von der Leyen,
Your speech illustrates the contempt you have for people in dire straits. I listened to you for over half an hour, and not once did you mention the word poverty, the word unemployment. But you did talk about competitiveness, prosperity, and pampering companies. Mrs. von der Leyen, I know you earn more than 30,000 euros a month, but do you know that 1 in 3 Europeans must wish from your that millions of Europeans are once again going to go without a vacation because they're already in the red on the 10th of the month? Mrs. von der Leyen, come out of your ivory tower and face reality at last. Because there's not really much to be satisfied with from your past mandate, and even less reason to grant you a new one. You tax the fattening multinationals and billionaires? The multinationals
Hell
that are
no.
raising the price of our shopping basket as we ask? No, you cajole them. Have you acted in the face of the climate emergency? No. We were treated to unambitious measures and the greenwashing of market ecology. Have you protected our farmers and industry from international competition? No. You've increased the number of free trade agreements. Have you saved our public services? No. You've reinforced the austerity rules that are destroying them. Have you promoted transparency in the face of the all-powerful lobby? No. Here too, rather than putting extra money, which is not of justice for the opacity of contracts for COVID vaccines. Today, Mrs. von der Leyen, you shouldn't even be appearing before us, but rather before a judge. And should we start again for another 5 years? Ms. van der Leyen, that your re-election will be based solely on opaque arrangements between friends. But Europe's citizens are fed up with these methods and want clarity. Reject all these schemes and defend a clear alternative for wealth sharing, climate action, fundamental rights, women's rights, and peace. As we have done over the past 5 years, we will of course vote in favor of any texts that move in this direction. We welcome the appointment of a housing commissioner, but we will not be satisfied with words. We want deeds. And as you've already understood, we refuse to part in the masquerade of your beloved Marxist Grand Coalition.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
The same Marxist ideology that's happening here is happening in Europe. This is all planned. This was a failed experiment. It failed.
Madam President of the Commission, we can spell reality. State union is in everyone. Europe is heading into crisis, declining. Citizens are living worse and worse. Cost of living is rising. And worse, it will continue to rise because the left liberal establishment prefers to remain in the soteriological delusion that
The left liberal establishment, what did Malcolm X said, the liberal is the worst, is the enemy of black Americans. The liberal, because they disguise themselves as your friend, but they really a wolf in sheep's clothing.
will save
Facts.
the planet by forcing climate policy on itself, but in reality its effect will be economic suicide. Companies are fleeing our continent, desperate farmers are taking to the streets. The EU economy is losing its competitive edge. We cease to count as a world player. Dear Ms. Ursula von der Leyen, you have been a very weak chairwoman, not to say the worst. As EKR, we supported your candidacy 5 years ago. We were not enthusiastic about it. We made this decision by choosing the lesser of two evils, because at the time you were competing with the fanatical France.
I'm about to add you
Remember the meetings
therapy.
with you at that time, during which you were supposed to please us as you do today with various promises. We are no longer fooled. Your management style was disastrous, making decisions in a narrow circle of government advisors, arrogance, hypocrisy, lack of cooperation with the commissioners, exuberant ambition and passionate efforts around own image. This is a style of goodness one of the the Polish Prime Minister, the Polish President promised to unlock the fund and then you backed out of it. Transparency was not your strong point either. We remember the miraculous disappearance of text messages exchanged with the head of Pfizer. A separate talk you treated my homeland, Poland. The position of head of the requires elementary duty, whose name's impartiality. Meanwhile, you were bitterly unbiased, supported the then opposition without embarrassment, worked to change government, blocking, for example, KPO funds, or triggering Article 7. This was scandalous, unacceptable interference in the affairs of another country. And what the Commission has been doing lately in the face of brutal violations of the law by the Tusk government shows that the issue of the lack of so-called rule of law under Law and Justice was one big reaching the heights of hypocrisy leanings. After all, it was the current government that took over the public media by force. It is now the forcible actions being taken in the courts and prosecutors' offices. Investigations on the order of power are underway and preparations are being made for political trials. Torture is being used against those arrested. Torture is being used to force false confessions. By the way, where are all those feminists today who shouted so loudly about women's rights? Gentlemen, Wednesday closed in the Article 7 procedure. No act of truth in Poland has been changed. Only the Prime Minister to your colleague has been changed. That is Donald Tusk.
If you like the video, please like and
Man, I ain't got to play that no more.
Man, them people took them deals when Biden was in office, man. How much did they say they gave them? Like 50 million or 50 billion? Or something crazy number. 50 million or something like that?
No, she was saying that that lady made 30,000 euros a month.
I don't know how much euros is, but it sounds like a lot.
Article.
I don't know how much euros is, but it sounds like a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. Britain rules out reselling Afghans abandoned by Trump. So when Trump, these Afghans were coming as refugees were going to help American soldiers over there navigate the land because they was against the Taliban too.
Yeah.
Refugees fleeing Taliban revenge trapped in Pakistan and praying the UK would not turn their back on us. Well, so Trump didn't let them in. So then they trying to go to the UK. More than 1,500 refugees clear entry in the US have been left in limbo in Pakistan after they fled the Taliban when they returned to power. They have pleaded with Britain to open this door so they can escape from Pakistan, where they are facing harassment, which they say is linked to rising tensions between Islamabad and the Taliban government in Afghanistan. The crisis is compounded by the worsening conditions for Afghan refugees in Pakistan, where many face exploitation. Hopes of reaching the U.S. were dashed when President Trump suspended the U.S. refugee admission programs and canceled all refugee flights into the country. Shoot, we can't afford no more people.
We can't afford the ones we got here.
That's what I'm saying. The UK is our last hope. We risk everything to support the West, and now we're left with nothing. I hope the British government will not turn their back on us. I don't think they let them in. Let me see if they let them in.
They shouldn't. Them people already in a war-torn country. You can't trust none of them people. You're not supposed to get the enemy healthy, and they got terror cells.
They saying Pakistan doesn't want us here, and Afghanistan is well, and we don't want you either. You know.
Yeah.
To the Taliban, I'm an enemy because I work for the U.S. and UK agencies my life. Let me see that they take them. That's what I want to see.
Am I lagging on your end, or am I getting an echo or something? Am I good?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay.
You good. Yeah, I had to end it. So, okay, so now this is what's going on in Germany.
Germany's Interior Ministry said it had placed a ban
This
on the
Germany
Islamic
now.
Center Hamburg and its subsidiary organizations on Wednesday for allegedly pursuing radical Islamist goals and supporting Iran and Hezbollah. Interior Minister Nancy Faeser said that she banned the Islamic Center as it would promote in Germany. This is not a human dignity, right, independent judiciary, and a democratic government. Faeser added that the ban was not an act against the religion. The ministry stated that 53 of the organization's premises in 8 German states were searched early on Wednesday under a court order. It also added that the IZH promoted anti-Semitism in Germany.
Oh.
4 Shiite mosques were closed as a result of the ban, including the Hamburg-based IZH and its subgroups in Berlin, Frankfurt, and Munich.
So they closing up the Islamic because they want to bring Sharia law over there.
Yeah, I told you they trying to use religion to start a holy war and a civil war, and plus break the laws of their country. They know they over there illegally. Come on now. Civil war and plus break the law. It's crazy. Go back home. What's so hard about
Now
that?
we
I
back-
don't want to hear that win
now
and
we
fair
back
out
in
life
Britain.
Back home.
no more.
Something
What's
is
so hard
growing in
about that?
England.
I don't want to hear that win and
No,
fair
it's
out
not.
life no more.
Huh? You
I
said
said
what?
they should just go back home. They bring them terrorist acts and they religion over here thinking that that works over here. No, just stay over there where you at. You ain't got the problem. And then they be terrorist cells, men and women.
That's exactly.
Men and women.
Now this is a black black Britain.
There seems to be a resistance that's currently happening at the moment. Many people who have felt very alienated and ostracized, they've started to show some resistance, they've started to rebel against this. And so we've seen over here in England a lot of national flags, so the St. George's flag and the British flag, being plastered everywhere and anywhere. Now, to some of you who live in normal
She's pretty.
countries where things make sense, you might hear that and think, okay, Asian, so people are putting up their national flags. Why is this newsworthy? And that is a normal response, but we don't live in a country where things make sense, so I'll explain to you some context on this. People putting up their national flag has been such a big deal. So for many years in England, the St. George's flag in particular has been very, very heavily stigmatized. Many people associate it with the far right, they associate it with racism, they associate it with ethno-nationalism and all this kind of
That's like putting up the Confederate flag here. That's what she's talking about.
Flag isn't just a symbol.
Yeah, but they letting it happen. You a black Brit. What you think gonna happen? You gotta even respect it. They barely respect black people anyway.
What you think gonna happen? You gotta even respect it. They barely respect black people anyway.
But it's a lot of black Britons that were born and raised because slavery was there too. Right?
Yeah, but that's most of them Africans and the white folks, like you said.
Most of them
Ain't got nothing to do with us. Got our own
By the way,
problem.
you don't really see it very much
Got nothing to do with
anymore.
us.
More recently,
Got
so
our own
we've
problem.
also started to see the Union Jack flag, which was before seen as the neutral alternative to the St. George's flag, having the same stigma as the St. George's flag. However, as time has gone, to affect the Union Jack flag, which is why we saw the story of the young girl who was punished for going to dressed up in a Jack dress.
For Diversity Day, Year 7 student Courtney Wright wore this Spice Girls style British flag outfit to Bilton School in Warwickshire. What a great idea. I mean, after all, the school's flyer urged the students to wear attire reflecting their families'
But that's
national-
about
national.
they protesting about flag. It's just like how the Confederate flag is over here.
Man, them white colonizers, they
Now,
everywhere.
this
It started
this-
over there. What do you think gonna happen?
Started over there.
Right,
Think gonna happen?
right. But this is the UK is fucked. I like this video.
Report out today shows the UK's economy is on.
Mr. President, I come to the floor today to talk about one of the greatest threats facing our country today. Islamic extremism. You know, 24 years ago, September 11, 2001, nearly 3,000
Wait a minute, where is this
Americans
coming from?
were murdered in a coordinated terrorist attack carried out by radical Islamic
How
extremists.
did that happen? I don't know how that happened.
They using that religion everywhere. I'm like, take that
The
back over there
UK's
where it's
economy is at the
recognized
brink
really
of
in your
collapse.
belief.
The
You
Telegraph
can't
is about to
go
repeat its
everywhere with that.
1976 crushing
You know,
economic collapse with soaring debt,
they
borrowing
know
like
good
Right.
never
goddamn
before.
well they
The
not. They need to
UK
go back
is
home.
drowning
That's
right
my
now,
point.
and the only bailout is
Stop
to
fighting that
borrow more
shit.
money at ridiculously
Right, but the
inflated
UK
borrowing costs.
economy is failing.
Tens of thousands of
I don't give a
protests
damn.
all over the UK. What is going on here? Even Russell Brand was talking about this. Apps. Jim Ferguson is here. He's a former parliamentary candidate and journalist, independent journalist, and really one of the clearest, sharpest independent voices in UK. And he's also founder of Train International. Jim, welcome back to the show. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be on with you guys. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for staying up late with us. We know we had some software issues and pushed us a little bit back on time, so really appreciate that. We see all these protests. I want to talk about the protests first. And you have Nigel Farage coming out calling for a mass deportation department, sort of a deportation commission, I guess, that would round up as many people. I mean, is that really at the heart of what's going on here? Talk about these protests and where does the UK sit tonight?
Well, things are escalating all across the United Kingdom in the different regions, in Scotland and Wales and England. People are raising the national flags, and they're really angry. It's crazy,
Look at that.
and there is real pushback coming. I think people are getting very, very angry about this sort of dystopian totalitarian censorship and crackdown that the Starmer government is doing. And these protests are getting more and more widespread. In fact, there is a big protest coming on the 13th of September that Tommy Robinson has been heavily involved in. I'll probably be at that one reporting. But yeah, there's a lot going on. People are really fed up with the government. And of course, when they see the spiraling food costs, fuel costs, and all the expenses that people are having to put up with, it is just making them angry. So there's a lot of tension in the country right now. And the Starmer government.
What does the government say that the flag symbolizes? You noticed Elon Musk put it on his X account. And so, why are they saying that this is a symbol of hate? When it literally is what gives it's the identity of your borders.
Well, actually, probably
Same shit. But Elon Musk support Tommy Robinson. I'm gonna do a thing on Thompson. He big over there. When he did that protest September 13th, it was more than 1 million people that stormed them streets in protest with Tommy Robinson. They had put that man in jail, but he's still going at it.
Man, you saw how Trump got
Now
rid of
here
Elon Musk ass after he
we
got
go. Now
that after
this
he
is what now
started
this is
smelling
gonna
himself.
over Italy.
Trump checked him. And he checking Tesla too. He'd break your pockets. Elon Musk thought it was gonna be sweet. I knew that was coming. He's like, he think he runs. He think he runs shit. Trump cut that short. That boy company failing and everything. You know?
This is
After he started smelling himself too.
from the Middle East. That video is, and they helped them come back. But we got an African. There go to African. Oh, they African. Here they look. Look at all them Africans, and you go right back to your oppressor.
Yep.
You running from your country where it's all black, and you running back to your colonizer, to your
That's why you
oppressor.
can't trust them
That shit is
motherfuckers.
insane.
They doing themselves dirty in their own country. You think they gonna get worse when they get over here? I ain't giving them nothing. Man, everywhere they go. I'm like, ain't your country rich in nutrients, all that y'all be talking? Stay there and fight like y'all fighting everywhere else. That's real simple. I'm coming over here with your beliefs and your burdens, and then talking
Look,
down
them
and want to
complaining
fly
about them
your
taking up
flag.
the hotels, these Africans. Look.
Man,
David Menzies for Rebel News. Here at Niagara Falls, Ontario, I'm standing outside the Wyndham Garden Hotel. It's peak summer season in Niagara Falls, and city. No, again, the hotel is jam-packed, but not with tourists, Flamings. I can tell you folks, there are about 16,000 hotel rooms in Niagara Falls, and some 2,000 of those rooms are currently housing about 5,000 asylum seekers. Naturally, there is quite the cost to that. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada released figures last year showing that the federal government spent some $115 million in housing asylum seekers at hotels in Niagara Falls exclusively, and that was just over a period of 12 months. And if you're wondering where these asylum seekers hail, well, we're talking about countries such as Nigeria, Venezuela, Kenya, Turkey, and Colombia. Refugee claimants.
Oh, they got Venezuelans too, and
yeah,
Colombians.
I told you, any of
Over in
them.
Canada. Over in
Canada is a
Canada.
hot spot. I've been telling y'all that for the longest. Y'all think it's a game. That's where most of them terrorists go, to Canada, and then they go through Mexico trying to get into the U.S. But when the other countries got to deal with them, now it's a problem. Nah, keep them crazy motherfuckers over there where y'all at. No. And then paying hundreds of millions a year for these people, and ignoring American citizens. They ain't got no money for reparations. They spitting in our face right now.
They doing the same.
I want to hear that. Take care of your own people. We trying to take
Right,
care
and
of
they
ours. We need
mad.
to get to that reparations. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna be talking about reparations. I just ain't got to it yet, so I'm just gonna end this here. Like, share, subscribe, cause I want to do another video, and I'm doing it on You know what? I think I'm gonna do Jordan Maxwell. I'm about to do some real shit. I'm about to do it on Jordan Maxwell.
Okay, well, enlighten us.
He is the truth.
Enlighten us.
I am. I'm about to do it on Jordan Maxwell. I'm coming right back. Like, share, and subscribe. Yep, I'm about to do Jordan Maxwell. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that like button, y'all.